I think you can get started. I can be on mute as of now, and you'll take some initial, let's say,
It
5 to
will
10
take
minutes. In the
six
meanwhile, I'm trying
minutes.
to resolve it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
no worries.
still got 2 minutes. We still got 2 minutes to start. So
Are we streaming on YouTube, by the way? I just got some prompt.
Yeah, we are.
Hey, Arinod. Anirudh.
Hey Anirudh, hey Rahul.
Yeah, YouTube.
Hi.
live started.
Yeah,
there
hi
you are.
everyone.
You're
Mukesh,
perfect. You're perfect,
oh,
Rupa.
Oh, okay, perfect, perfect.
You
Okay.
again, it's gone.
it's
Again, it's
gone
gone.
again.
Yeah.
As soon as somebody would say perfect, it would
एक
be.
बार बोलो वहां से वो करना पड़ेगा साइन आउट
Whoever is handling recording and all, I would suggest always start it at sharp 7.
This looks okay, Mukesh.
साइन आउट करो
Now,
वहां से मुझे मीटिंग से कुछ
Finally,
Yeah, this seems okay.
this looks
Looks okay.
perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
हाँ ठीक है भैया
Yeah.
oh,
1
Spot
minute.
on time.
साइन आउट हो गया क्या
Everyone.
Hey Rahul, good evening.
Okay. Again.
Oh,
I think it's gone again.
क्या
Yes.
Yeah.
हाँ एक बार साइन आउट
Manish, go ahead.
so we are good to go.
All right. Great. Good evening, all. Good evening, all my fellow Toastmasters. Yeah. Shall we start? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, all my fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Welcome to the meeting number 694 of New Quest Club. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, my live stream is. Yeah. Hi, I am Manish Manji, your Sergeant at Arms for today. At Toastmasters, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. You are now inside Code of Conduct of a Toastmaster meeting. Please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and that it may not be possible to pause the recording. The following are the meeting rules. Please be advised that any behavior that disturbs the flow of the meeting will result in removal from the meeting room without any warning. Please ensure that your noise-making devices are either switched off or on silent mode. Please speak reasonably on religion, sex, and politics in your speeches. And as far as possible, please keep your videos on, audio off, and applause flowing throughout. Be the kind audience for others you would like to have for yourself. Table topic master and general evaluator, please ensure a smart audio video check before handing over to respective role players. Role players, please rename yourself according to your role. And we encourage you all to use these Zoom reactions generously to encourage our role players. We sincerely request you not to send any chat messages to everyone when the speaker on stage. With that, now I'd like to introduce our presiding officer, distinguished Toastmaster Sorendra. Toastmaster Sorendra, over to you.
Thank you. Welcome to all the visiting Toastmasters and also all the new executive committee members who have gotten into their place from the 1st of this month. And we also have with us our very own area director, Toastmaster Mandeep Kaur, who we fondly call as Maddie, who is with us. Welcome, Maddie. And today we are starting a new process that we would like to have in our club and introducing to you with our first talk show of this fiscal year of Toastmasters, where we will be inviting one very eminent Toastmaster preferably from our own club, which is Blue Quest. Blue Quest is now 14 and a half years old. And we have always hit the pinnacle of the Toastmasters fraternity. And today I have the pleasure of bringing to you a very modest, a person who I believe, who only believes in numbers, a person who is so motivated that anyone around him who is there gets driven into that force that he carries with him. And he's none other that which is past district director, distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh Kulothia. Ladies and gentlemen, I will request our host of the day, which is our president, Toastmaster Ria Anand, to take it forward from there, because I don't want to be between you and our guest for today, our past district director, distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh Kulothia. Over to you, Ria.
Evening to everyone who's come in, and a special good evening to our guest, our very own member, distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh. Toastmaster Mukesh, we've heard a lot about you from Toastmaster Shaurendra, and there is a lot that we are looking forward to indulge in from today's talk show. So, without much further ado, I have the first question for you. How does it feel to be back to where it all started?
It feels awesome. I'm elated. I'm extremely delighted to be back at Blue Quest and
That's
looking forward
that's
to interact with all of you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mukesh, and equally happy to have you here tonight. What is the special place that Toastmasters and Blue Quest hold in your life?
It is extremely special, in fact. Perhaps Blue Quest has been the place which has changed my life totally, absolutely. I still remember it happened through probably a very strong law of attraction, or maybe the power of manifestation, on January 30th and 31st in the evening. In fact, both the days I had attended a training in IBM Noida. The training's title was Communication Skills for Operational Excellence. And on 31st evening, at around 6:30, I went to the trainer. Her name is Gopi Sabharwal. I went to her and I asked her a question. How can I become a speaker like you? And she said, Mukesh, truth be told, you cannot. I was a bit disappointed. But then she said, I'm only one original Gopi Sabharwal. If you try to become Gopi Sabharwal, you'll be duplicate. And when original is available so easily, who will ask duplicate? I couldn't understand these full of philosophy words at the time. But then she explained. She said, if you truly want to enhance your communication skills and be a next level speaker in terms of confidence, then you should try joining Toastmasters Club. And that was the first time I heard about Toastmasters in my entire life. I came back home from Noida. It was around 9:30, 10 in the night when I reached home. I searched on Google and I was extremely unhappy on my level of ignorance. I said, oh my God, the secret has been there for 88 years and I didn't know about Toastmasters anything. So that night, before I slept, I decided that I'll join Toastmasters Club as soon as possible. Probably tomorrow, I want to join Toastmasters Club. I'm an early riser and I used to reach office at around 8 o'clock. So that day, also on Monday, February 1, I remember still, I reached office at around 8. It was 9:30 and I thought, let me grab a glass of water. I was walking to the pantry and on my left hand side, there was a meeting room. On front of the meeting room, on the gate, there was a printout pasted, and that read, Toastmasters meeting in progress, guests welcome. I couldn't believe that I just thought about it in the night. I want to join Toastmasters Club meeting and they are welcoming guests. Oh, wow, that's fantastic. I forgot about the wardrobe glass. I knocked and I entered inside. When I entered inside, there were three people sitting in the room. One of them was Mr. Sumit Miglani, and one of them I don't remember right now. I think it was Sanjeev. And the third person was our very own Surendra Bhaumek. And they were sitting and I asked, is it Toastmasters meeting? They said, oh, it was, but it just got over. We were planning for the next meeting. I said, I would like to join Toastmasters. They said, gentlemen, you come in the next meeting, attend as a guest, and then see if you like it, you join it. I said, no, I want to join right away immediately. They said, are you sure? I said, yes, I'm sure. They told me some calculation about the fees. I went downstairs. I still remember that ICICI Bank's ATM on the ground floor in the reception area. I took out some cash. At that time, there was no UPIs. So I took out some cash and gave it to them, and they processed my membership then and there. So that was my quick story of joining Toastmasters. How did I join Toastmasters? And though at that time when I joined Toastmasters, I was BTech from MNIT Jaipur, I was MBA from IIM Lucknow, I was a management consultant in IBM. Yet I used to be extremely weak in my communication, especially the confidence when it comes to. So communication is an ongoing journey. You keep improving, keep improving. Yet the confidence has to be at a level when you speak something, at least you believe your own words, and others think that he's speaking some substance. Even if they do not know, they at least get to think that he's speaking something. So that was lacking. And in fact, for me, the expectations of people used to be high. They used to think that somebody from IIM had joined our team. Now, henceforth, he will take care of all the presentations. And when I stood to speak anything, they thought, oh, he doesn't look like an IIM guy. But then Toastmasters helped me to change everything. Now, coming to the end of my journey in IBM, 2008 I joined IBM, 2017 I quit. And if I take you one step back, during engineering, IBM used to be my dream company. And when IBM came for campus placement, in interview, IBM interviewers told me on my face, they said, Mukesh, you need to work on your communication skills. And that meant that I'm not getting selected. So I didn't get selected in IBM because of poor communication skills. And then I went to IIM, and from there, of course, I joined IBM. And in IBM, I told you that I joined Toastmasters through this story. But then last story is even more interesting. 2017, when I was in Toastmasters for 5 years, and I had gained a lot of confidence, and I thought it's great time for me to quit job and become an entrepreneur. At that time, I resigned from IBM, and when I resigned, my resignation was not accepted for almost 3 months. And one evening, I sat with my manager Sumati Prakash in a meeting room, and I requested her, please accept my resignation and let me go. I am promising you that I'm not joining any other company. I want to start my own business, and hence I want to quit. And at that time, she said, are you sure? I said, yes, I'm sure. But then I asked her a question that there are a lot of people who are better than me in communication skills. There are a lot of people who are better than me in technical skills. They can do better programming and all. Then she said, Mukesh, you are half right and half wrong. I said, what is the truth and what is something which is false? She said, you are right. There are a lot of people, probably most of the team members are better than you in technical stuff, in programming and all. But none of us is as good as you are in communication. We sent you to so many countries. You've been to almost a dozen countries. We sent you to so many countries, and wherever you went, you delivered things ahead of time. If you go somewhere for 4 weeks, you get things done in 2 weeks. You go somewhere for 3 weeks, you get things done in 1.5 or 2 weeks maximum. So that ways that record was maintained for all my on-site trips, international trips. And that was possible because I could connect to a lot of people in client side. In fact, yesterday only in the morning, I saw on Google timeline, one story popped up, and that story was from the CTO of a client in Africa. So he had given a video testimonial for me saying that there is a gentleman from India who speaks so good French, and we are fan of his French, and hence we have good relationship with him, and things happened very well. So just to tell you the summary of this long answer, from being someone who got rejected in IBM because I was not good in communication, to being somebody who was reasonably okay and got selected in IBM, and then being someone who was exceptionally good and couldn't be released from the projects because he got things done ahead of time and very, very well, within budget, within time. So this transformation journey uh, could be true because of Toastmasters. And that's why I said in the beginning that Toastmasters holds a very special place in my heart. I'll remember Blue Quest forever throughout my entire life. I can't forget it. And Saurendra Bhaumik was the first face in the Blue Quest when I joined Toastmasters. He has guided me a lot in my journey. Yeah, that's the story.
Mukesh, that was a truly transformative journey all throughout. From being the one, for whom communication was a hurdle, to making it your strength. Amazing journey. And I feel that's what brings all of us here to Toastmasters. That's one key element that joins all of us. Thanks, Mukesh, for that insightful answer. Thank you so much. You talked a lot about your transformative journey, but you not only were a part of Toastmasters as a member, right? You were also a club officer. You went on to area level, division, and even to the district level. It's a secret ingredient that helped you all through your journey in Toastmasters up to all those club officer levels.
Okay. See, I was extremely keen to join Toastmasters. I badly wanted to join Toastmasters. As soon as I heard Toastmasters, I came back and I searched about Toastmasters. I thought I just want to join it even right now, immediately. Even somebody would have woken me at woken me up at 12 in the midnight and asked me, "Do you want to join Toastmasters? Come here." I would have driven to that place by car or whatever conveyance, and I would have joined at that time. I wanted to join Toastmasters as a member, but leadership, I never ever wanted to be anything. That's truth. I never wanted to be an area director, never wanted to be a division director, never wanted to be a PQD or DD. And after that, a lot of people called me. Even the Toastmasters International Leadership Chair, Lark Doley, called me. She said, "You must apply for international director." I said, "No, I'm extremely sorry. I don't want to, go ahead for international director." And finally, somehow I could convince her that yes, I don't want to go for it. So I'll tell you, uh, in Toastmasters, the beauty is you come across a lot of mentors. You find a lot of mentors, and you do not really need to work hard to find mentors. And that's also the reason that we at times ignore those mentors and we do not get benefit out of it. If it is hard, then we value it. If it is easy, then we don't value it at times. We tend to ignore. So I'll tell you about a mentor in the initial days when I became division director. At that time, there was a lady, Ritu Arora. She used to be the district director. And once she told me that, "Mukesh, if you deserve something, then even if you do not desire, that result will come to you. And I tell you that you deserve a lot and you will get a lot in Toastmasters, and mark my words." And she told me this long, long ago before I became district director. And I said, "How will the things come? I do not even want to be a division director. How will you make me division director?" She said, "Mark my words, you will be a division director. People will pull you, they will push you, they will make sure that you become a division director." I said, "I won't even apply." She said, "It doesn't matter. Your destiny is there because you deserve it. So if you do not want to be a division director, you need to stop deserving it." I said, "How do I do it?" Then she said, "Don't be as good as you are." I said, "No, that's my natural thing. I can't really change it." So uh, going forward, I was pulled to be a division director. And then I was determined that I will never ever become. In fact, for area director, Surendra remembers Divya used to be an area director from Blue Quest. Divya had given my name to be an area director. I never gave it. And then I received calls for becoming area director for interviews. And when people called me, I said, "Okay, let me answer a couple of questions. Nothing wrong. Let me see how it goes." And they selected me as an area director. And then they pushed me to be a division director. And then I had committed that even if Lord Shiva comes and says, "You become district director," I will say no, Even if Lord Shiva or any god comes, they cannot convince me to become anything in Toastmasters now. My leadership journey is over. I didn't apply for anything. One day in the evening, just like today, it was a rainy day. I was driving back from office to home. I got a call from district director or the upcoming district director, Neeraj. He said, Mukesh, how about next year? I said, I'm done with the leadership. I want to focus on my communication. He said, oh, that's okay. But why? I said, number one, I'm not really enjoying this journey now. Number two, I want to focus on my communication. And third thing is, we already have a daughter, and my wife is expecting second baby, and we live in a nuclear family. I'm the only support to her here in Gurgaon, and I actually really need to be with her after my work hours. I used to be very workaholic. Even now, I'm a workaholic person. I love to spend long hours at work, but whenever I'm at home, I want to be with her. She said, he said, it's a great thought. But how about you applying for PQD? I said, no, no, I don't want to. Then he said, okay, go home and talk to Renu and see what she says. I came back home. I talked to Renu and she said, kids will anyways grow up. Even if you are district director or PQD or anything, even if you are not, even if you are club president, even if you are not a member of Toastmasters, that thing will not get impacted much. But today you are being given the position of being a PQD on a platter. And doesn't happen every day, and it doesn't happen to every single person. It's very rare. I think you should say yes, because you also will get to work with great leaders like Neeraj, and it's going to be a good team, and I think it should be a good journey. And if you do not enjoy, then you can quit in between. So I told her, in between I cannot quit. No matter if I enjoy it or do not enjoy it, I do not leave anything undone. Even if I hate it, I will complete and then only I will leave it. Because if I leave anything undone, that shatters my confidence forever in future. So I do not really want to be a hero in others' eyes, but I want to be a true hero in my own eyes. And for me, being hero means completing whatever I start. So finish what you start. That's my own personal motto. So at that time, we had a lot of discussion. And then when my wife said, okay, you should apply, I called Neeraj and I said, okay, I want to apply. I applied for PQD, but I was half-hearted. So I didn't really give all the interviews very well. And you know what is the result of half-hearted actions? I did not get selected as PQD. And somebody else got selected as PQD. But then Ritu Arora immediately called me. She said, Mukesh, what happened? I said, I didn't get selected as PQD. She said, okay, tell me response of one question. And she said, आप हार गए हो या हार मान ली है? Let me repeat. आप हार गए हो या हार मान ली है? And I said, मानी तो नहीं है. And then she said, all right, then let's meet in Mumbai. So in Mumbai, there was the conference. The annual conference was in Mumbai in the month of May. We went in Mumbai. I became a floor candidate. And out of 100 votes, 4 votes became invalid. So that means there were 96 votes casted, valid votes casted. And out of those 96, I got 64 votes. And this someone who got selected as PQD, he got 32 votes. So of course the election is final. I became PQD. And then that year we looked at the dashboard and we calculated the rank of District 41. That was around 70. We were not even a distinguished district that year. Something happened, something wrong happened, and we could not become distinguished. Though the leaders gave their best, but conflicts at times take a toll, and because of conflict, many things fail. So because of some conflicts, district could not become successful, and the rank was approximately 70. And Neeraj, my district director at that time, said, let's bring it to top 5. I said, it's not believable. He said, okay, let's make it 10, top 10. I said, okay, that's believable. Let's do it. So we worked very hard. And that year, our district became third ranked in the entire world. So we jumped from being 70 to 3. And then next year, when I became DD, at that time, we did not only become number 1, but I'll tell you, Mandeep, I think, is a director now. She'll be able to make more sense out of it. We broke all the world records of every single parameter that year. Surendra Bhaumik knows it very well. The district was number one that year in the entire world. Division A was number one in the number one district, and Sorendra's area was number one area in that number one area division. Sorendra was given 4 clubs as area director, and he ended his term with 9 clubs as area director. Can you imagine the growth? Area directors struggle to keep their base. They are given 5 clubs and they struggle to keep 5. They end with 4, at times 3, at times 5. And if they become select distinguished or something, they feel very good that I'm a successful leader. Surendra Bhaumik was given 4 clubs and he gave me back 9 clubs as area director. Out of those 9, 7 were distinguished. Even today, the data is available on the dashboard. You can go and check 2017's records. Right. So that's how it went. And I say all the world records. Toastmasters is a 100 years old organization. And we have 3 parameters. One is percentage club growth. Second is percentage membership growth. And third is percentage distinguished clubs. So in percentage distinguished clubs, the world average was 50% clubs that year became distinguished. However, in your district, the percentage was 126%. Globally, 50% clubs became distinguished, but in your district, the percentage was 126 point something percent. I don't remember exactly. It was, I think, 126.7 or something like that. Even today, a lot of young leaders like Mandeep, they come to me and ask, how did you go beyond 100? See, if you start with 100 clubs, you open 50 more clubs. How many you have? 150. Out of that, you make 125 distinguished, your percentage becomes 125%. That's one thing. Second thing is, we did not let even a single club die that year in the district. Another record. Not even a single club died. See, I didn't talk about net growth. I talk about actual growth because all growth was net growth for me. There was no loss at all. And in terms of percentage club opening, our growth was approximately 70%, 70%. We were opening 1 club every single week and we did not allow any club die. And our 1 club every week began from the first week of July. And in terms of membership growth, we were again at approximately 70%, 70. If you open the dashboard today, it will be around 50%, 55%. However, there is a star mark, and that is that year we got Nepal onboarded, we got Bangladesh onboarded, and those were not counted by TI. They said it is inorganic, so will not count. So if you count that, it becomes 70%. If you do not count that, it becomes almost 50%, 50. But even if it is 50%, it's huge because the global average was 1.5 to 2%. Right. So that's how my journey has been from being a noble member to being area director. I was pushed to become area director. And then from being a division director, again, I was pushed to become a division director. And PQD, I was pushed by my wife and I was pulled by Neeraj, then district director. As a DD, in fact, I told Neeraj that I'm okay to step down. Now, I do not even want to be a DD. I'm okay. I learned a lot while being PQD. So if you find somebody better, please, bring that person and I will support him or her, whatever way I can. So let that person become DD. So at that time also, I was very open to give the leadership position because I do not, love leadership positions very much. I love work. The work must get done. No matter who gets the credit, no matter who gets the title, that's totally irrelevant because we serve people by work, not through titles. Right. So that's how the journey has been, my leadership journey. We have all the world records. Even today, I think I was at DD in 2016, 17. It's been 7 years. This year, somebody from Dubai, District 127, they reached 100.74% distinguished clubs. But still, it may take some more years until somebody reaches 126%. Yeah.
Toastmaster Mukesh, the numbers have left all of us spellbound and in awe for sure.
So in
When you
I am
said the
Lucknow,
one,
my name used to
hmm,
be Mukesh D. Kumar. and D stood for
Okay.
data.
Oh.
In Toastmasters, people started calling me Mukesh D. Kumar. He said he's a data number, he's a data number, he's a data number. So I started an award with the name Data. And that award, it was the best award of the year. That truly transformed everything and put us at number one ahead of everybody, well ahead of time. And Data stood for Distinguished Ahead of Time Award, DATA.
Oh.
So it was given to the clubs which became distinguished by 31st of March, not 30th June, 31st of March. Right. So I love data so much. I started the award Data, DATA, Distinguished Ahead of Time Award. It was given to the clubs. And a lot of clubs achieved that. So that's the reason we were President Distinguished Club in March. It's not club, President Distinguished District in March itself. And at that time, Smedley was not there. Smedley was introduced later. At that time, President's Distinguished used to be the highest rank for the districts. Okay, let's go ahead.
So with those numbers are actually our target now. Let's see where we reach, but we'll try our best to beat that target and at least be close to that. The way you put in the answer, right? And this is the first time I'm hearing that even if you like don't desire and you deserve, things will come to you. I am just like that line will stay with me forever now. That's just great. Like in times when people are more inclined towards credit than actual work, you are a epitome of actual work and you know success following the work. Thank you so much, Mukesh. I'll open the floor for questions from the audience now. If
That's going to be
you
interesting.
can,
Yes.
yeah, you can raise your hand and ask the question. Yes, Mandeep.
Mandeep had a question.
So you have mentioned somewhere that you don't even want to be area director, any leadership position that you had, you don't want it to take over it. But with time, as you get it, you excel over it. So this is one thing that always happened with me, even at the club level position. I don't want to take it, but at the end it comes to me and I have to do it. While I'm doing it, I'm enjoying it, but still always there is somewhere in my mind that I don't want to do it. So do you think is it a positive thing or a negative thing that stays with me, staying with me for from last 1 year? And even I took area director, but I don't want it to, but I took it. I don't know what's happening in my life. So I think you had some similar experience, or you are the person who could answer it in a very good way.
See, Toastmasters is a voluntary organization. If you do not accept any role, it's totally okay. You do not accept. Nobody can force you on earth. But as soon as you accept anything to do, it is your moral responsibility to do that so well that others aspire to do it like you. Because that not only builds your brand, that of course happens, it builds your brand, it builds your confidence, but also that impacts the lives of so many people around. For example, I am an area director, and if I do not do my job well, then the lives of so many members in the clubs which I am supposed to serve will not get inspired, will not get influenced and improved the way those should be. But if I do my job very, very well, then the lives of all the members in my area's clubs will become better. And that's my moral responsibility, and I need to fulfill that. Right. So that's what I think. In fact, I'll tell you the extreme thing. When I became district director, of course, I had the confidence to become an entrepreneur. But my plan was, let me collect some more money and let me secure my family's at least livelihood. And then by end of this year or maybe next year, one more year, and I'll quit IBM. But then I quit IBM in January itself, and next 4 months I served in Toastmasters full time. I was working 18 hours a day for Toastmasters without any job, without any business, without any entrepreneurship, nothing. Working only in Toastmasters 18 hours a day. And in those 4 months, I had quit driving because I wanted to utilize my time while being in the car for the service of all the members in my district, all the leaders in my district. And another thing just to tell you about Blue Quest's rich history, is during those 4 months, my club noticed that I'm taking a lot of Uber and I'm spending a lot of money in travel. And district at that time didn't have that much of budget, so district didn't reimburse me. Blue Quest reimbursed me all the expenses of traveling in Uber for next 4 months. They gave me all the money. I think it was around 25, 30,000 rupees. So the club gave me that money to travel in Uber and utilize my time for the service of the clubs and the district at that time. There was a conference held in Goa. So at that conference, at the time, the conference went in losses. When it went in losses, Bluequest came ahead and they donated 50,000 rupees for that conference, 50,000 rupees for that conference. We were lacking some numbers in Toastmasters and some lot of communities, and they wanted to start clubs. So there is a club called Indirapuram Toastmasters Club. If you heard about it sometime now, I think now it's in District 124. So at that time, Indirapuram Toastmasters Club, they had the members, but they were struggling for $125. How to pay that $125? We charged only the membership fee from the members who pays $125. Blue Quest came ahead and they said, we'll donate $125 to you. You guys go ahead and open the club and get benefited. So Bluecrest gave $125 to that Indirapuram Toastmasters Club. And I think there was one more, I think it was Crossing Republic Toastmasters Club. They gave $125 to that club as well. It was a rich club. It was rich not only in money, but also with their heart, with their expressions, with their actions. That way. So that's why I'm very proud of this Toastmasters, Blue Quest Toastmasters Club, especially. And coming back to Manjeet's question, it is our moral responsibility. If you do not accept area director, it's totally okay. It is not your responsibility. But once you accept the role of area director, you must do it in the best possible way so that even others aspire that they want to be an area director like you.
Thank you so much, Mukesh. Your words are really motivating, and knowing the history of Blue Quest, the things that Sharendra sir never told us, it's really interesting to know from you. And at the same time, it's not the point that I don't want it to contribute. Of course, I think we all have this special uh, uh, thing for Toastmasters that whenever we took up to some position, we always do justice to that role. And I think after attending the training, I think the insights that I have got, the motivation that I've got from fellow leaders, it's at some different place. So again, thank
See,
you
I'll
so
tell you
much.
that training motivation, DOTP motivation will not last long. Take my words. Maybe a week or two maximum, not last long. You need to pick up a sentence. You need to pick up a line or two. You need to pick up a quotation. And that quotation can be anything. It's personal, always personal. For me, the quotations keep changing. Right. For me, right now, the quotation is A is equal to P into 1 plus R raised to power T, which is formula of compounding. I every day think about it maybe 100 times that how can I increase my P? How can I increase my R? How can I increase my T? How can I multiply my T? How can I convert T into N? So that motivates me. But when I was district director, there was a quote which is by Stephen Covey, and that is the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. So that truly motivated me every single day to be inspired, to be motivated, and to keep working. And when hundreds of distractions came, I always said no to every distraction because of this one sentence, because of this one quote or one line by Stephen Covey. So this is also another way to keep yourself motivated and charged up and focused for that one task. See, when you go to Las Vegas, what do you think? Let's say you go for some official training for 3 days. So will you come back in 3 days? You'll stay back for at least 5, 7 more days. Anyways, you're going by office expense. So you'll stay back and enjoy and have fun there. And exactly the same thought I had. Me and my district director, I went to Las Vegas for Toastmasters training. And we thought, okay, let's stay back for 3, 4 more days and enjoy and go and roam around and see how Las Vegas is. But then in the training, when I got the statement, the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. I asked myself, is staying in Las Vegas for 3 or 4 more days and roaming around is the main thing? The answer was no. Then I wrote an email to TI from there. I said, please advance my tickets by 3 days. I want to go back to India. And they said we cannot do it because right now the flight charges have increased and the original ticket costed us less. Now it costs more. So I said, how much? They said 17,000 each. So at that time, 2016, I said, that's okay. I'll pay 34,000 rupees, 17 for myself, 17 for Nijas. Please advance our travel. They advanced the tickets. We came back in December 41 and we gave every single waking minute to Toastmasters beyond my work. And that's how the success could happen. Otherwise, say, I'll tell you, my goal was 132 distinguished clubs in the year because I started with 104 and I had 28 area directors at that time. So I did a calculation that all the area directors give me n plus 1 distinguished clubs. I'll have 132 distinguished clubs. On a base of 104, if you add 28, it becomes 132. So even at times, I cannot believe this that I achieved 132 distinguished clubs, not 133, not 131. I decided for 132 and I reached 132. The decision was made 13 months ahead. So this kind of success, to the point success. Otherwise, people say 400 par and they become 240. Right. And I do not believe in that. If I think it'll be 240, I say 240. And then I make sure that it is 240. I will not be satisfied with 239. So that's how it is. Okay. Any other question?
Surendra sir had one. Yes, Toastmaster
Yes,
Surendra.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know
Uh,
everything. What question, sir?
I've been through this whole journey with Mukesh, and there is just one thing which I can tell you is working with Mukesh has not only been a pleasure, it has taught me
It's been
so
difficult as well.
much. Oh, yes, it was difficult because the speed at which he and our his partner in
CGD.
crime, if I may say, Deepak Sharma, and I say this is partner in crime because the two of them were so closely knit and such fabulous people, because any time, any problem, you talk to them, you get an answer. If they didn't have an answer, wait for a few hours and the answer was there. The other is what was phenomenal with this team of two was they were there in every event that you had. I remember I was conducting a training program and both of them had said it may not be possible to come. But lo and behold, they were there, and that actually enhanced the entire excitement within the group. If there was some success that I had achieved, let me tell you, it was not my success. It was because of the motivation that I got from these two gentlemen. And Mukesh, as I said, is a person of numbers. So you can't play around with him. If you said that I'm going to give you 2 new clubs, you had to give it to him. Turn the world around. And I will only say one thing, that I have seen him move from being an initial Toastmaster to being the world #1 district director. But he's so modest. He's so down to earth. And he can mix with anyone. He has no problem with meeting anyone. The newest of members, he will come down to that level and talk to him in such a way that the person gets totally enamored. But I have a question for you, and
Yes,
that
sir.
is, Toastmasters makes leaders. You say you never wanted to be a leader. We all know you are a leader. How have you transited from being a Toastmaster leader to becoming an entrepreneur, where I know you have gone through a lot of struggle? I know for certain when you started after Toastmasters and Bhabhi was handling the business for most of the time, and you didn't have time, but you still went about your organization, muskurado.com, and how you have put it in place today. I wanted to really know that.
Okay, you talked about the struggles. Of course, there were struggles. Entrepreneurship is every day a struggle. In fact, we have new challenges every single day. So I'll tell you just one of such struggles. At the time in 2017, I used to get around 24 lakhs rupees a year in IBM. That was handsome salary for me. No, not much of expenses. And from there, quitting the job, starting entrepreneurship, and then one evening coming home and my wife telling me, "Do you have some cash?" I said, "No, I don't, but let me go to the ATM and get out some cash because we must have at least 500 rupees, 1000 rupees at home. What if somebody is not well in the night and we need to go to the hospital or we need to hire a cab or take some medicines from the medical store?" I went to the ATM and I wanted to take out 500 rupees. And the ATM responded, "Not enough balance." Then I wanted to withdraw 200 rupees. And then ATM responded, ATM didn't have 200 rupee notes or 100 rupee notes. It only had 500 rupee currency notes. And there was no balance of 500 rupees in my account. That was one of the struggles after quitting IBM and being in entrepreneurship. But today, of course, things are well set. We are a team of 16 people. And by God's grace and the blessings of Toastmasters, we are exporting stuff to 71 countries. We serve 30 districts now in Toastmasters, and we have corporate clients across India. And we enjoy a very good reputation in all the clients. So everything is fantastic now. Things are going very well, and I don't regret that I quit job. My I became debt free last year. My machines are paid off. My bank overdraft and everything is cleared. So it's fantastic. But now, if you ask me again that how did I go about it, then I'll tell you, I believe in something which is contrary to a lot of people. Leaders talk about you know big things. I believe in very small things. I keep on doing small things every single day, very little tiny units, and then in couple of months or couple of years, those tiny units join together, and those tiny units make a huge achievement. So even let's say I don't feel like working, so I'll take a pen and take a paper and make some to-do list of three things. What are the quickest three things that I can do right now? And I tick mark the first and tick mark the second and tick mark the third. By the time I tick mark the third, the momentum is built. Then I'm ready for the next thing, which will be bigger than the initial three things. Right. So that's a little trick which I take use to take action here now and then. And this trick really has helped me to become an action oriented person. And say when you do what you say and when you truly do things with heart, then universe helps us because we also build a brand outside. See, I think that I have a very special blessing, and that is uh, see, when I'm not around right now, this is session. When you meet physically with Surendra sir, ask him one thing. That year, अगर दिन के दोपहर में 12 बजे मैं अपनी टीम को ये बोलता कि यार रात हो गई चलो सो जाते हैं, people like Surendra Bhaumik, people like Deepak Sharma, they would say, हाँ सर ठीक कर रहे हो, अंधेरा हो गया, let's sleep. Right? So people believed in me. Even today, see, people do not say no to me. I don't know why. People say no to anybody and everybody around, but when I ask them, they do me a favor. And I'm extremely grateful to everybody. It's not my power, their blessing, their grace. But somehow I think we attract this grace by doing certain things in life which are building our own brand. We need to do things what we say. So if you do small things with big love and big commitment and lot of responsibility, then big things start happening in life. So you see, I talked about it to Deepak also. We had a word this morning. Yesterday he sent me a message that let's talk tomorrow morning. I said okay. So he called me at around I think 2. So I told him, why didn't you sleep? Because 2 was like 4 o'clock in the morning there. He said, sir, I thought let me talk to you. It's very good time in the morning. And we had good chat. So I always ask him, यार ऐसे कैसे करते थे आप कि मैं शाम को 4 बजे कहता था कि रात के 3 बज गए सो जाओ, तो आप सोने को तैयार हो जाते थे. Just an hypothetical example. So I told them anything. They said, okay, let's do it. See, on January 6, 2017, I was standing at Delhi airport at 5 a.m. in the morning. And I was looking at my mobile phone screen. I went to the dashboard of Toastmasters and I thought in India we have so many clubs, 600 clubs. How many clubs do we have in Nepal? How many clubs do we have in Bangladesh? Do we have clubs in Pakistan? And I looked at the numbers. Nepal had 6 clubs. Bangladesh had 6 clubs. Pakistan had some 5, 6 clubs. And I said, man, this is a blue ocean. Great opportunity. I think this is the field. We should we should include Nepal, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and India in District 41 and grow them also. He said, are you sure? I said, yes. Then he said, okay, let's do it. We went to China, Shanghai. We made a plan immediately there and we gave it to the CEO. CEO said, you need to present it to the board. So we made another plan, came back to India. We sent that plan to the board. Board said no. Then Deepak said, no, no, we will still get it done. So we approached to the clubs in Nepal, 6 clubs in Nepal. And my only pitch was, see, you started the first club in 1991 and you are 6 clubs today. We also started the first club in India in 1991. We are 600 clubs today. So our growth is 100x. That means we have better leaders. So please join India, join District 41, and we'll help you grow 10x in next couple of years. And today Nepal is 75 clubs, probably 70, 75 clubs. Right. So I had that blessing that people believed in me and they agreed with me. And whatever I said, they followed that, even if they didn't believe at the time. So even in my office, also in Muskurado, it happens. I tell anybody to do things. They agree with me initially, even if they think it's not doable. They agree with me and they start working. They fail, that's okay. I fail, that's totally okay. So that's another thing. So just to respond to Sorendra's question once again, how did these things happen, especially the transition from being in IBM to being in Muskurado and being an entrepreneur. So that happened through 2 things. One is I always do what I say. So that helped me build my own personal brand. Brand is not built by getting some photo shoot done and flashing those photographs on social media. Right. That's one thing. And second thing is I believe in the beauty of small things getting done again and again and again, multiple times. Frequency has to be better, but things can be very, very small. So when you join those small things together, the things can be total. Sum can be bigger. So synergy makes 1 + 1 3 or 4 or 5 also. That's another thing. And I was blessed by great people all around me throughout my entire life, not only in Toastmasters, even before and even now. See, on 10th of this month, I'm traveling to Bangalore just to have a cup of coffee with a friend. Just to have no occasion. It's not wedding, not any program, nothing. I'm taking a flight in the morning. I'll have coffee in the daytime. Evening, I'm taking flight back. I planned a meeting in Jaipur. Again, a lunch meeting. I said, let's have lunch, man. It's been a long time. So I booked my tickets for 6th evening. We were supposed to meet on 7th there in Jaipur. But that friend somehow is in Gurgaon today. He said, I'm staying at Crown Plaza. Let's come and meet at 8:30. I said, okay, I'll come. So I sent a message to him today that I'll be there by 8:45. So, uh, valuing people, valuing relationships, and taking care of your words, and getting small things done at better frequency. These things really help in every sphere of life, be it entrepreneurship, be it being as an employee, or being in Toastmasters or anywhere else. Yes, sir. Maybe one last question we can respond.
Yes, the floor is open. Come on, bring in your questions now.
If no one has, I have one interesting question. Okay, Sandeep, you go ahead.
Already has.
No,
Yeah,
Go
just
ahead.
Sandeep,
one.
go
I
ahead.
have a very basic question because I am a new Toastmaster member. Like I just started in March, so I have a very basic
Wonderful.
question here. But yeah, if you have an interesting one, you can go ahead because I just wanted to hear from like Mukesh's perspective.
We'll take the basic first.
Yeah. So my question is like I started in back in March and I have been taking up various roles. I have been contributing like in the possible ways I can, not in the best possible way. So like
Mm.
what are the things I can do to like or anyone else who has just started to improve their communication skills in the best possible way? Like we all are struggling with our professional and personal life, and sometimes it becomes difficult to like prepare for a speech or prepare for the role of TMOE or
I
maybe
got your question. I got your question. Thank you so much. It's brilliant question, not basic. It's advanced question, and I would love to respond to it, even if I take 2 3 minutes on this. If you're new to Toastmasters, or maybe even if you're old, just believe that you're new. You just joined this month. Maybe you joined in July 1. Just believe it and set a little goal for yourself. Not a goal to become a DTM or world champion, nothing. No. Set a very little basic goal to yourself. And that goal will be you'll complete a path in 6 months. And then break it down. You will complete a level in 1 month or 2 months, whatever. Right. So when I joined, I went to Sumit Miglani, the gentleman who was sitting with Surendra Bhaumik. I asked him, sir, what can I do to gain maximum from Toastmasters? I'm very new. Please guide me. He said, Mukesh, do you want to become unstoppable in Toastmasters? I said, yes, I would love to do that. He said, if you want to be unstoppable in Toastmasters, complete your competent communicator in 6 months. At that time, we didn't have path. We had competent communicator manual. The first manual. Complete your CC in 6 months. That's the only advice I want to give. And I took that advice to my heart. I started delivering my speeches. And I had delivered 6 speeches. At that time, I got a call from my manager and she asked me, Mukesh, you need to travel to Zambia in Africa. I said, when? He said, next week. I said, no, I can't. What do you mean by you can't? I said, okay, I'll try. But next week, what day? She said, this day. So that day was exactly 7 days ahead. And she told me that visa and everything will be taken care of by the company. I said, okay. So entire night I could not sleep. And that night I kept thinking that, man, I've been in Toastmasters for 4.5 months, just 1.5 more months to go. And then after 7 days, it'll be almost 1 month to go. 1 month, I'll be in that country, Zambia in Africa. How will I complete my own commitment of completing my CC in 6 months? I wanted to let that on-site trip go. I want to cancel that. I wanted to be in India so that I can fulfill my own commitment of completing my CC in 6 months. But of course, I had to go. So I rushed and I thought in 1 week I'll deliver 4 speeches, but I could only deliver 3 speeches. So I was done with 9 speeches and I was there in the country called Zambia. And at the time, I had no idea that Toastmasters is a global organization. There can be some clubs in Zambia as well. But then one night in the hotel, I was about to sleep and I woke up and I sat down and I prayed to God. I said, Lord, please help me to get back to India a week ahead and deliver my 10th project within 6 months. I do not want to go beyond 6 months. So, as I said earlier, I finished my 4 weeks assignment in 3 weeks and I wanted to come back 1 week ahead. But then again, same thing came back that your travel tickets are now expensive. So you cannot come back. I was totally idle there. I went to Victoria Waterfalls. I went to a jungle to see on a safari. I had no work. I had completed my work in 3 weeks, 4 weeks work. But then I prayed to God, please help me, please help me. And then somehow the idea clicked in my mind. Let me try and find if there are some clubs nearby. I searched on Google. There were 2 clubs in the entire country. Only 2 clubs. The first club I called, they said it's a university club and now the college is closed. It will open in a month's time. So next month will be open, but right now it is not functioning. I called another club and I called him Mr. President. He said, no, 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 I'm not the president. I'm immediate past president, IPP. I said, okay, but please help me to deliver a speech in your club. He said, oh, that'd be wonderful. Where do you live? I said, I live in this hotel. And where do you work? I told him that I work in this company. He said, our meeting happens on Friday evening at Zambia National Broadcasting Corporation, the big auditorium. And I'll come to your office at 5 o'clock. The meeting is from 6 to 8. I'll pick you up. We'll go to the club and I'll get you a slot. And then I delivered my 10th speech there in Zambia National Broadcasting Corporation. And I was so happy, so thrilled, so excited that I could meet my own commitment to myself. See, if let's say I would have not done that, who will hold me responsible and say you didn't do it? Nobody, but I know it. I committed something to myself and didn't do it. Then I wrote to Sumit that I delivered my CC10. I completed my competent communicator in 6 months, as you told me earlier, as per your advice. And he said, mark my words, you will be unstoppable in Toastmasters. So, Sandeep, coming back to your question, if you're new in Toastmasters, as you said, you joined in March, 3 months is not new, by the way. But still, if you're new in Toastmasters, then set a goal that by end of 2024, I need to finish one path in Toastmasters and be very, very careful about it and be very cautious that you do not let any opportunity pass where you can speak, you can get feedback, and you complete your path. And do not evaluate yourself before you complete your path, and evaluate yourself only after you complete your path. I do not know about speaking skills, but your confidence will get manifold at that time. So that's my advice. Set a deadline for your own path completion, one path. And if you think path is too big, then set a deadline for maybe 2 levels at the least. Wherever, let's say you are at level 2, then set a time for level 2 and level 3. That's it. Maybe level 1 and 2, 2 levels at the least. Otherwise, ideal will be one path completion. Yes, I'm done with the answer. I think somebody had an interesting question. I have maybe
Was
2 more
Mandeep.
minutes quickly.
Interesting question, but I think we really respect your time as you have commitment for 8:45.
Thank you.
So we'll
Thank you so
let
much.
you speak around this
Thank
time.
you.
I think your WhatsApp number, I have your WhatsApp number, so sometime I will WhatsApp you that question.
Anytime, most welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank you.
very much. It was pleasure
Yeah.
being here. Thank you.
No,
I'll take your leave
Toastmaster
now then.
Mukesh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Thank you.
And
Thank you so much.
I
Sorry,
have been
sorry,
thinking about that few meetings that just the two of us had on Toastmasters, where we used to take the roles of different people and we completed an entire cycle of meetings. And
Absolutely.
I think that was the motivation we all had. And just wanted to come back to Mandeep and say a lot of things we don't say because it may upset people in the group, saying that they may not be doing what we expected. But we've gone through the ups and downs. It's not been always the ups. It's always been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of difficult times. We've gone through low memberships.
Sorindra has been eradicated twice. First time, he lost one club. And in Blue Quest, Gopa Sindhwani was president. I called a meeting of all the members. And the members sat and I came and I stood. I said, Sorindra is part of our club. And our club is supposed to create only leaders, no losers. It is not possible that Sorindra's club area does not become distinguished or select distinguished. It has to become select distinguished minimum. And what can we do for that? Gopa said, Mukesh, you tell us what needs to be done. We'll just do it without asking questions. I said, how many members we are? He said, today we are 24. Somebody joined, one new member. I said, okay, this is end of April. By end of May, we need to be 40. And then we need to send papers for splitting the club and making another club from Blue Quest. Everybody gave his 1000%. And by end of May, not end of May, I think by 24th May, we were 42 members, 24 to 42. And we sent charter papers for new club. That club was called Gurgaon Leaders Toastmasters Club. And that club was chartered baby of Blue Quest. And next year, that club became one among top 10 in the entire world, Gurgaon Leaders. And Gurgaon Champions Club is baby of Gurgaon Leaders Toastmasters Club. So a corporate club believing that statement that let's make 24 to 40 in a month and split and make two clubs and support Sorindra. So they just did it because I said to them, I told them we need to do it. They did it. It's not that I did it. Honestly, I didn't do much. I just asked them, requested them. That's it. That was my contribution. I saw the vision. I told them that this needs to be done, and they did it. I didn't contribute anything after that. I'm telling you honestly. They did it because they respected my words so much, so much. Everybody, if I said anything, they'll do it, no matter what. 24 to 42 in around 1 month, and then splitting the club and making a community club from a corporate club.
Big deal.
And then doing it. And next year, Sorendra said, last year you helped me. Now it's my time. So he got 4 clubs. He gave me 9 clubs with all the learnings he had in the previous year. And he ended as the best area director probably in the world. It's impossible, 4 to 9, and 7 clubs out of that becoming distinguished. Yeah. So with that, I'll take your leave. Thank you so much once again for having me here.
Before
Thank you so
leave,
much, sir.
last thing that I would like to mention. So he has been left. Okay.
But it was a very nice talk
It's-
that he.
Incidentally,
was-
that club, Siena Toastmasters Club, when I took over, had already gone. My old director, who was the area director, actually made a fool of everyone by saying that it was very much alive. But the first day he took me to introduce that thing, we were not even allowed to get into the gate. This is in Sector 32. The name of the club is Siena Toastmasters Club. And I still remember that they had left instruction, though we had spoken to the president that we are coming, he left instructions at the gate saying that please don't allow them to come in. So that was the type of insults we've gone through. Part of life. But truly, I must tell you that what he said, every word is true. He was amazing, simply amazing. And the way he rose from being just a member to the time that he became a district director, it was just phenomenal, the way he went about it. Hats off to him. Thank you.
Thank you, Ria, for
And
organizing.
thank you,
this.
Ria, for a fantastic interview.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
3 cheers for Ria. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Come on. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Thank you, thank you.
I think I always have one regret in my life that I never read books. And I always think about reading a book, but then somewhat happened that I'm not able to read any book. But every time I attend a Toastmasters meeting and I get something out of it, it's actually more valuable than reading a book. So like similarly, I sometimes think, okay, I'm not reading a book, that's okay, but I should attend a Toastmasters meeting because at the end of the day, I will get some inputs that will be contributing to that worst habit that I'm not reading books. I think we all should read books, but at the end of the day, I think that's something contributing to my life, and I'm very thankful for that. Yeah, over to you, Ria. You can carry on the meeting. Okay.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I
yeah,
think
go
it's
ahead. Sorry.
forgot. So we are at the end of episode 1 of the talk show. So this meeting is not over. We are yet to have another session of this meeting in hold. That is our table topic round. So for today, our table topic master is none other than a very young leader of Club Blue Quest, our newly appointed Vice President Public Relation of Blue Quest. And upon someone, we have a lot of hopes. And at the same time, we are learning from Sandeep a lot in terms of contribution, in terms of and putting enthusiasm, in terms of showing yourself available when needed. So, Sandeep, stage is over to you.
Madam Toastmasters, that's your humbleness, because I have been like, I would pass all these, I call it basically, I call it quality. I'm not hitting that word. Whatever you mentioned to my mentor, Toastmaster Mandeep. That has been all your push. that I have been actually doing this all these things. But yeah, I have been learning a lot in the last 3 months, and it has been really a wonderful journey. And I, even though I'm like moving to I think I have told most of the members here, I'm moving to some other place, but I'm still keen on attending this Blowquest meeting, even though I might join like some physical club also. So this like and after listening to the history of Bluequest, I don't think I'm going anywhere else. So that's something else. So with that, we'll begin that table topic session. Who would like to take the first warhead? Yes. Any volunteers? Okay, we have Toastmaster Manish. So Toastmaster Manish, like we'll have topics, table topics based on what all we learned today. Actually, simple life lessons or our personal life experiences.
Okay.
So the topic for you is importance of mentor in our professional lives or even personal lives.
So, importance of mentor in personal life or professional life. So, I'm of the opinion, so I follow this principle of Toyota Kata, so which talks about this mentor-mentee relationship. And so after I left my startup stint with when I was in MBA, I joined a consulting firm. So one of my mentor was a partner of that consulting firm. So he groomed me for those 5 years. So he grilled me like anything. I've done everything in front of him. I've cried, I fought with him, and everything I've done with him. But and after 5 years, for some reasons, I have to leave that organization. I went to my current organization, Productivity. But I was able to see the difference which that previous consulting firm has created in me. So I'm one of the youngest associate director with Productivity, and the work which I'm currently doing and the things which are currently bringing to in front of others is not at par with the people who are currently at my experience level. So at the same time when I started managing my own team members, I also started facing the same problems because when I was doing that thing, I was ensuring that ownership and that responsibility and that I have to do those things. But when I started having those people under me, and when I was able to see that despite telling them what should be done, they are not doing it. I was able to understand that there is something missing, and because of which they are not able to, do the same level of effort or provide same level of quality. So then I was able to understand that the missing part is that mentorship. I was just delegating them the work, but actually I was not mentoring them the way they were supposed to get mentored. And that was the click which this my new firm helped me gain that experience, because after that only I was able to understand, yes, it is not just delegating the work. It is also about mentoring your peers, mentoring your team members, and then expecting them to deliver the same effort and quality. So thank you, Sandeep, for
Toastmaster Manish, I can like totally agree with you. Yeah, like I have in both the situations, being a mentor, being a mentee, and it's actually like tricky situations most of the time. But yes, if you have a mentor, whether in your like personal or professional lives, uh, you actually learn a lot because like you don't know. Sometimes the situations can be difficult, even though you feel like okay, I can tackle the problem. But yeah, there will be some situations you actually need guidance. So with that, we'll move on to the next volunteers who would like to take it up. Okay, we have Toastmaster Mandeep, our beloved area director. So the topic for you is uh, moral rules you will never break. Moral rules you will never break. Toastmaster Mandeep.
That one rule that I am applying from my childhood is be empathic. I have seen people, judging you, people telling you what to do. But when it comes to me, I always compare things. What would be how I will feel if I will be at that place. If you have considered me as your fellow Toastmaster, like my journey, if you have been in touch with me, you have always seen me getting back to you, telling you what to do, something, telling you how to do, because it's me being empathic. I have gone through a stage where I got some mentors who have really changed my journey, who have really put inputs that have bring a lot of changes in my personality, and those very positive, those were very positive changes. So whenever I think about those positivity coming into my life and changing my life, I think that's something that made me to call you guys and telling you what to do, how to do, when to do. I know sometimes you guys might think why she is telling us, but that's the thing. Till the time you don't get to know how to do, when to do, why to do, these few very important things, you will never get interested to do that job. So it's not me being bossy, or it's me being, someone who wanted to tell what you should do, but it's what I get. And it's an opportunity that I've got. And I always, being empathic, I always want you guys to experience that magic. And, whatever amount is possible from my side, I always pass it to my fellow club members, my friends around me. And I think that's one ethic that I never wanted to drop, to be empathic and to pass on all the positivity that I have in my life. So thank you, Sandeep, for asking this question. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mandeep. I can totally relate with you. I do understand like how difficult like situations are like for either of us, and like we do feel like, okay, why is she going like way beyond what she needed to do? But yeah, it actually helps us in the end. Actually, the overall thing is like in the end we all need to have a common vision. Like, why are we here? What are we doing this thing for? So even if somebody is like being a little bit aggressive about that, that's okay. Like aggressive in the positive way, not in the physical sense. So still, that's okay, and I totally agree with you that. So we have Toastmaster Ria in the next topic. Topic for you is what drives you forward amidst setbacks. What drives you forward amidst setbacks? Toastmaster Ria.
Honestly, I haven't really had as many setbacks or failures, but there was one thing that dates back that dates back to my schooling years. That's kind of helped me come forward all through those years now, like almost a decade now. But that earlier I used to be very anxious about the outcomes, about the results. So while prepping, I was very confident. But when it came time for the results, for the outcomes to come out, I was so tense at all times. That's when my mentor, who I regard her as a mentor, my economics teacher in class 12, she asked me to read a book which is Secret by Rhonda Byrne. It had the law of attraction, the power of manifestation, and the convincing power to believe that within a circle, your problem is just a small dot, right? So from there, I kind of understood, I kind of became a bit more confident about the outcomes, and at the same time, also detached from the outcomes and putting in more effort was the goal. So to answer the table topic, which is what helps me move forward, apart from that confidence, what helps me move forward, and that the one thing that kind of helps me overcome everything is if I achieve something, my parents will have a beautiful smile on their face. And that expression of theirs is something that I can die for. I just have my father happened to visit Bangalore a few days back. I took him to my office. I showed him my desk. And from being a kid who used to go to my father's office, looking at his cabin, where he sits, oh, there's a vending machine, and doing all that stuff, to walking him around and showing around my office, it was just a beautiful feeling. So, yeah, that's what sets me up even after there is a minor setback anytime. So over to you, Toastmasters.
That's, I think, the biggest motivation anybody can have in their lives, to make their parents happy. Because in today's time, like we have seen, like lot many difficult things, and like people don't behave behave in a good way with their family. And if somebody is having that motivation, that's actually worth learning, actually. So, but yeah, like to mention, like when I used to prepare for any like submissions or something, like, so I used to prepare maybe like two projects, and then when I would go, I would be confident, okay, I'm going to deliver on this. But I don't know what used to happen on the last moment. I would switch over to this one, even though I wouldn't have prepared for that, and sometimes it would just simply go like totally way down, and sometimes it would just like I would be a rock star in the like in the entire class. So that's why this question is like too personal for me. Like what drives you forward? Now, can we have someone from guest? uh, Anirudh, we have Toastmaster Anirudh. So the topic for you is most influential experience in your life. Most influential experience in your life, Toastmaster Anil.
Okay. So most influential experience. So, if I look my life, starting from my your days, from my schooling, from my college, and until now, till my professional life, I think there has been many, influential experiences. But the one, which sticks into my mind is when I got the opportunity to drive Lamborghini. Although it was a lot of, I had to, persist a lot to my ex-boss who owned that beautiful car. So that is something, I think, sports car is every person's, fantasy. Everybody, would want to hear that sound, that throttle, and, that speed. So that was, one of the most influential experience for me when I actually got the opportunity out of, he owned a complete fleet of big cars, sports car. So it was a green Lamborghini, which I was able to, step into, do a small run on it. Not at the full potential, but yeah, a small run on it. So that is, one of the beautiful thing and influential thing which I remember, which happened recently. So yeah, that's it. Back to you, Toastmaster Sandeep.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anirudh. I can totally relate with you, because I used to be like a rider, like from 2014 to 2023 till last year. I used to have a lot of like across India bike rides. Like I have literally traveled Northeast, South India, Himachal Pradesh, all across just on my KTM Duke 390. So, like obviously the big boys' toys are bikes and the like super bikes and the supercars. We also Toastmasters Sorinder raised his hand. Sir, will you
Ask Gaurav. Gaurav, why don't you try?
Okay.
Ask Gaurav.
Yes,
I'll take it.
Gaurav. So the topic for you is your go-to stress relieving activity. Your go-to stress relieving activity, Toastmaster Gaurav.
Walking in a garden is a stress relieving activity for me. And this has been an activity which I have been following for many years. I've seen and experienced myself when I go closer to nature, I feel relaxed. Find my brain to be less cluttered and I can see new thoughts coming in. So whenever I have been in stress, whether because of professional reason or personal reason, the only thing which I do is just go for a walk. It could be it could be 6 in the morning, it could be 9 in the evening. Time doesn't matter. The only thing which I find relieving is a good walk. And if I have a good company as well, that is
even better. A good walk with a friend, having a nice conversation is the best relieving thing for me, and that is what I want to say. Yeah.
Master Gaurav. Uh, I think I have the same activity whenever I feel stressed or something, or even if I don't feel like physically well, also. I just simply go out and have a walk. Like yesterday evening, I was feeling too tired. Like I was walking like a drunk man on the road, but yeah, still I felt like having a walk. Even the dogs were barking at me like, "Who is this like drunk or what?" But then it actually relieved me. Later on, I was like in my full flow, and I just started working again after that walk. So with that, I think the table topic session comes to an end.
No,
So
I think Dhruv should take on one table topic.
okay, we can have that. Okay, Toastmaster Dhruv. So a relatable question for you actually. Greatest peer pressure you have ever felt? Greatest peer pressure you have ever felt? Toastmaster Dhruv.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sandeep. So, the greatest peer pressure that I've ever felt was in class 8 when I changed my school. So, I was in a school named Modern Vidya Niketan in class 8, and I was kind of that. I had turned into that kind of boy who would have fun in the class and would sometimes bunk classes and all. But and my parents also got to know that, so they were in a hurry to change my school. So when my they there are entrance papers in Faridabad to join schools. So when I gave the entrance paper of one of the schools in Faridabad, somehow I exceeded in that, and I got there is a segregation in schools, like the top two sections and the rest sections. Somehow I got into those two sections, and from there the heavy peer pressure came on my mind that I was not that kind of studious guy who would like study all day around and have no fun, have no game spirit throughout the school. So I had a lot of peer pressure that I have to do well in the class, and the people around were very judging. Very judging. I recently told you that they were highly competitive. They would not even share their notebooks or anything. They were highly competitive. So that was the time when I faced the peer pressure the most. But due to that peer pressure, I felt that I was able to clear the toughest exams in the country, like JEE Advanced and all. Because if I was in the previous school, I would definitely have not cleared them. And that experience also gave me a good impression. Like in my college, I am also with one of the top people throughout the country. But I don't feel that peer pressure at all. I'm like, okay, these are doing, so some people is good in this thing, some person is good in that thing. I may be good in something which I don't know. So I have developed a coping mechanism, I would say. Thank you, and back to Toastmaster Sandeep.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dhruv. That was a really intriguing answer, actually. Well, like for me, generally I have faced that peer pressure of going to clubs, even though I still don't go. I just went one or two times, but I was like, everybody would like, okay, let's go there. I was like, no, man, I'm an early riser. I have to go to bed. So that's the worst peer pressure I think anybody has like ever faced. With that, the table topic session comes to an end, and passing it back to Adult Toastmaster Mandeep.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a huge round of applause for our table topic master of the evening, none other than Sandeep Mishra. Mishra ji did a fantabulous job today. I think we all had fun listening to those table topics. Going forward, I would request our timer to present his report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mandeep.
Yeah, please.
And sorry to Toastmaster Manish and Toastmaster Anirudh. I was not paying attention to the timer roll at that time, and especially Toastmaster Manish, I forgot the timer for the day. So sorry for that. So for Toastmaster Manish, I don't have any timings. For Toastmaster Mandeep, she took 1 minute and 46 seconds. Toastmaster Ria took 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Toastmaster Anirudh took 1 minute and 32 seconds. And Toastmaster Gaurav took 52 seconds. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Mandeep.
Thank you, Dhruv. Now I would request Manish to present her grammarian report.
Thank you, Mandeep. So, like Dhruv also, I was mesmerized with the talk session and I was able to gather few good usage and few bad words. So, I'll be highlighting those. So, the some good usage of words are hitting the pinnacle, I'm elated, you deserve something, even don't you desire it, finish what you start, serve people, sorry, keep maintaining the main thing. So, these are some good usage of words and some improper grammar usage. Instead of saying that something is, we could have said that says something. So Mandeep and Sandeep during table topic was talking about one part where you're saying aggressive way in explaining on getting things done. Maybe you could have used proactiveness in highlighting things. Worst fear anybody has ever faced. Instead, we could have said worst fear anyone has ever faced. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Manish, for this detailed report. I hope it is helpful for all of us. With that, we are around the end of the meeting, but don't leave because it's a time when our beloved presiding officer going to have your feedback. So with that, I thank each one of you for contributing yourself, contributing your thoughts into this meeting. I thank Ria for coming up with such a nice idea of talk show, for getting Mukesh on this meeting, in this meeting. With that, thank you everyone, and I hand over the stage to our presiding officer, Surendra Bhaman.
Thank you so much, Madam Area Director. Some of you must be thinking, especially Gaurav and Anirudh, is why I did not invite you specifically right at the beginning. Let me explain. Right up front, I had been told by Mukesh that he had to leave by 7:35, and therefore to be able to that constraint helped me from not really doing my full job. And so now I am going to use this moment to thank both of you to have joined us. Gaurav, welcome, and please let us know a little about yourself and how did you like our new format of this meeting?
Sarendraji, I think I have, as I shared in the beginning itself, that I have been doing Toastmaster from quite some time. I became member somewhere in Bombay almost 10 years back. Did some exercises for almost 6 months, and then for some reason I could not continue. And I joined as a guest this Blue Quest Club almost 2-3 months back, and again I think irregularity at my side, my drawback that I could not continue. But it's a fantastic club, and I believe it's one of the fantastic platform to improve our communication and leadership skills. I like the format. It's a beautiful format. In fact, today's initiative of having a talk show with one of the fantastic guy was such a motivating idea, and he could share his experience. It was fantastic. I really like the idea and the club. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I will be requesting you to be in touch with Ria so that she can induct you into the club.
Absolutely,
and let me just tell you that we are in the month of July. The cycle of our payments. Yes, ma'am.
I think Gaurav is already trying to initiate his membership. I have shared
Yeah,
already.
sure. Okay. For that matter, I hope between Ria and Mandeep, you'll be able to. Yeah, Mandeep is our VP membership, of course. I'm so sorry. I forget. I'm so sorry. Yes, we are hoping to see you. Anirudh, can I hear from you how you feel about the whole concept that we had today, and how did you like the talk show?
Yeah. So I think it was really good. So bringing up new elements into the session is something which brings up new energy also. And this is my fourth time when I'm joining. Last week I could not join because I put it a 1 hour late reminder. So I thought it's not wise to join a little late. But yes, this is my fourth session. And after listening to Mukesh, it was really encouraging. And, he has shared his entire story, how courage is the most important thing, which is the main reason I am here. So, I think I would want to continue. And, the main purpose for me to join is to practice public speaking. So, yeah, I'm here and I'm definitely be continuing this.
I can assure you that having been a charter member of this club and having survived all these years in this club under a lot of duress, because let me tell you, we used to be in a situation at the height of our meetings where people said that we had 24 and we went up to 42 and we were just too big. But over the years, as IBM had its own policies, its own systems, and then the biggest problem that we faced was the COVID. For 2 years, we were homeless. Since we were homeless, we had to go on to online. And that is where we saw the power of online. A lot of people thought that when you went in and that's what I also felt, was when you had a face-to-face meeting, it was nice meeting people. But a lot of times, the meeting was so clustered that we were not able to learn or deliver what we wanted to say. And therefore, another point which I would like to make here is that being a Toastmaster, whether it is online and an offline, doesn't matter. You may be a member of this club, but you can walk into any offline club and you'll be most welcome because you don't have to be a member there. If you are a member in one club across the world, you can go anywhere in the world. And I have literally been to, if my remembrance is correct, I think about 23 different countries I've been to, courtesy IBM, that I have attended meetings there. And let me tell you, the experience that you get, the variety that you get when you meet these clubs is amazing. And the friends that you make, the amount of support that you get from these people is amazing. Incidentally, for all of you who are in Delhi and Gurgaon, Sheila McIntyre is coming to India on the 19th of July. And she's going to be here for 2 weeks and she's invited all of us to meet her. So I'll organize that. So anyone who is in Delhi and Gurgaon, if you can be kind enough to come and see her. Surely for a lot of you who don't know, we call her Shirley, she's actually Sheila McIntyre. Her father is an Indian, but her mother was an American. She died recently. So she keeps coming over. She was here some 8 months back. So we had lunch together. She was a member of ours, but now because we changed the timings of our meetings, she's not been able to attend. But I'm hoping that she'll be coming in. And like that, till a few months back, I think we had, Pradeep, you'll correct me, we had 6 international members on our group, right? 6 of them. Now we have only 1, presently, or two for that matter, who come to our meetings. But you will see an international flavor. Today, Anna was there, but unfortunately, I think she was in a hurry, so she went off. We have Kim coming in, we have Rupinder coming in. So these people will keep coming in, and you, both of you, when you see the flavor and the variety that we are trying to bring in, I'm sure you'll learn a lot. And with people like Ria and Mandeep, you have mentors who will really drive you and make you learn a lot about communication. Another thing is, communication is not excellent English. It is how you are able to express yourself. So that is something which you should be always aware of. Like today, we had the grammarian giving us some inputs. They are to make us learn. But that doesn't mean that that derails your attempts. It's absolutely perfect. Right, ma'am? Now, I want a final address from you before we say bye.
Thank you, sir, for adding into this session. Ladies and gentlemen, you were into a Blue Quest meeting till now. Now you will be heading towards your dinner. All the very best. Have your dinner. Come again to this meeting next Wednesday, same time. If you have any doubt, any query, reach out to me, Ria, or any of the club officer. You can, if you wanted to process your membership. Yeah, just one step away. Just have the membership form, fill it up, pass it to us, and we will do that thing in just one day. With that, I think we are good to go, sir. Whoever is recording, please stop the recording, guys.
So with that, thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you, and be happy. And how many of you have enjoyed India's victory? Okay, they're the top of the world. Okay. All the best. They are coming back tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock in Delhi. You can be at the Delhi airport to welcome them, the Indian team.
By the way, we are having an offline TLI 20th, so I think you will be joining and would like to meet you there.
It'll be a pleasure being there.
मेरी दो किताबें ले आना that you have.
Yeah. You didn't tell me that you were coming for this meeting. Otherwise, I would have carried it and given it to Her Highness. But you didn't. Whenever we meet at TLI, I'll give it to you. Which is the 20th, you said, is it?
It's coming 20th, somewhere in Gurugram, we are arranging it. So Division I and VP is organizing it together.
Sure. Don't worry. We'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah. Do it in some of the clubs which has a hall or auditorium.
Yeah.
It'll be easier.
Yeah, they are planning in some corporate complex.
Yeah. You can Nagaro. Talk to Nagaro guys if they can help you.
Okay, sure. Anirudh. So are you a guest or you are already a Toastmaster? I'm not sure about it.
I'm a guest. Still, I'm a guest.
So would you like us to process your membership?
Yeah. I'll get in touch with Ria. I have her contact number.
You're
I
in
think she had
Bangalore?
already.
You're
no,
in Bangalore?
I'm in Gurgaon.
Okay, so either me or Mandeep, we are in Gurgaon, and Ria, our president, she's working out of Bangalore.
Okay.
So any three of us can do it, or for that matter, Dhruv is there, Manish is there, Sandeep is there. Anyone you can get in touch. We'll all be able to process it.
Sure. I mean, do we need to meet or it's done online?
No. Just let me know. Yeah. If you let Mandeep know, give her your email address. She'll send you the document. You can fill it up and just send it back.
All right. I think I've already got the form from Ria, which was sent 2 weeks back.
Have you got the form?
Yeah, I do.
I got a form.
Just fill it up and send it back to her. She'll take care of it.
Yeah, I will do tonight.
Okay. Good job, Manish. Like the way that made us stream online today, stream
Yeah.
live today. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Bye bye.
All right.
Madam President.